Good afternoon. In the season of beautiful foliage and a sweet fragrance, our esteemed guests gather in Suzhou. I am Yongqi, Director of the International Office, SUS. It's a great honor for me to be your host today. Today we gathering in the historic city of Suzhou marks the grand opening of the International Conference on Earth Humanity Reconciliation towards Ecological Civilization through Plural Pathways. Within the framework of the UNESCO's International Decade of Science for Sustainable Development, we aim to build a global dialogue platform bringing together wisdom from the world and drive the transformation of the concept of ecological civilization into action. Together, we explore multiple pathways towards ecological civilization. Before announcing the official opening, please remain seated. It's group photo time. Please remain seated. Let's invite the photographer for us to take the group photo.
Are you ready for the photo? Please, to the front. Smile. And give a good chance of shaking hands and give me a song. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you all. This conference also offers live photo streaming. You can scan the QR code on the screen to follow the exciting moments of our conference at any time. Thank you. Now, we're going to welcome Mr. Shen Zhidong from Xiangcheng District, Suzhou, to address our conference. Let's welcome.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, friends, good afternoon. On this beautiful autumn day in Jiangnan, we gathered in Eastern Water City, Suzhou, to welcome the grand opening of the International Conference on Ecological Civilization, Earth and Humanity in Harmony. Multiple paths towards ecological civilization. On behalf of the Xiangcheng District Committee and the District Government, I extend a warm welcome to all our guests who have traveled from near and far. I would also like to express my sincere gratitude to the organizer, Shanghai University of Engineering Science and supporting institutions such as UNESCO for their invaluable contributions to this event. Suzhou, known as the Pearl of Jiangnan, is a city with a rich ecological heritage, embodying a dual-face embroidery of poetic living and modern innovation. On the other hand, Suzhou offers scenic water cities recognized by UNESCO as a World Heritage City and a global city of craftsmanship and folk art, steeped in a 2,005-year-old tradition of harmony between humanity and nature. On the other hand, Suzhou is a leader in innovation-driven green development, showing how the practice of lucid waters and lush mountains are invaluable assets. It's alive in the city's transformation as a nation's economic powerhouse, industrial leader, and innovative hub. Xiangcheng, as the only dual lake district in the Yangtze River Delta, is a living example of this ecological legacy. The beauty of Taihu Lake and abundance of Yangcheng Lake, along with over 1,100 rivers nourish the district. We have focused on ecological priority as the core of high-quality development. Xiangcheng is now on a mission to build a new city of innovation and to become a high ground for the digital economy, focusing on industries such as automotive electronics, intelligence construction, and artificial intelligence. We aim to accelerate development of green and eco-friendly industries while fostering innovation through platforms such as Suzhou Laboratory Xiangcheng Park and National University's Regional Technology Transfer Centers. We also have 2 key labs of the Jiangsu province. And this will also foster new development force. For example, this is the AI glasses I'm wearing. It's not about how I can memorize things. It's because this glass can provide the content that I'm speaking. So we will try our best to answer the question that provided by between nature and the human to provide a high quality development and a better well-living and a modern life for the people. We believe that a good eco-civilization is a well-being for the people. So what we are going to do is to make people, everyone who chose Xiangcheng, to have a better life living here. Ladies and gentlemen, ecological civilization is not a solo performance, but a symphony where all of the humanity plays its part in safeguarding our shared home. China, in its long practice of building ecological civilization, has always upheld the principle of harmony between humanity and nature. We have gained extensive experience in areas like ecological protection, green development, and low-carbon transformation. This conference marks a starting point for sharing China's experience and offers a more open platform for diverse and inclusive global dialogue. We sincerely hope that through this conference, experts and scholars, distinguished guests will offer valuable advice for Xiangcheng and Suzhou's ecological practice. We look forward to a lively exchange of ideas where different voices will be heard and meaningful viewpoints will be shared. Let this conference be a platform for gathering global wisdom and promoting practical steps in advancement of ecological civilization. So later today, we will formally sign a cooperation agreement with SEALS focusing on technology innovation, achievements transformation, and talent development. We hope more international partners will join us in advancing green technology innovation, eco-industrial collaboration, and low-carbon urban development. So together, we will combine Xiangcheng practice with global wisdom and ignite new sparks of cooperation. Finally, I would like to once again thank all our guests for being here today and express my gratitude to all the colleagues who have contributed to organizing this conference. I sincerely hope that over the next few days, we can sail forward with ideas and roll together with cooperation, working to contribute to global ecological civilization and the protection of shared planet. I wish this conference great success. I also wish you all a fruitful time here in Suzhou and may enjoy the beauty of Jiangsu ecology and come to visit Xiangcheng to enjoy the beauty of Jiangnan. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Shen, for your passionate speech. And once again, we have an idea of AI glasses. Thank you to the People's Government of Xiangcheng District, Suzhou, for your immense support in ensuring success of this conference. Suzhou, a city that combines classical Chinese garden landscape with modern vitality, serves an excellent example of exploring reconsideration between Earth and humanity. I believe that discussion and inspiration here will surely result in fruitful outcomes. Now, let's welcome our host, President of Shanghai University of Engineering Science, Professor Lou Yongqi, to address our conference. Applause, please. This I am doing is very different from the AI glasses model. Distinguished Professor Zimmerman, Professor Shrivastava, Professor Renfella, and Professor Piera, Mr. Shen, and Mr. Luo. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. In this afternoon, I am taking two roles. One as the president of Shanghai University of Engineering Science, and the other one is I'm going to be a professor to deliver a speech. I'm thinking about taking these two roles into one. First, I'm going to address the conference. I would like to act on behalf of my university, Shanghai University of Engineering Science. And personally, welcome all the friends from professors from home and abroad. And also thank you. I appreciate the People's Government of Xiangcheng for your support. This year marks the 20th anniversary of the Two Mountains concept. That is, lucid waters and lush mountains are valuable assets. Today, we gather here in Suzhou. As President Xi once said, the protecting of the Earth actually requires concerted efforts from all humanity. So our conference title is a very loud and strong answer to Mr. President Xi's urge. So we have witnessed a lot of urges and conferences to answer the question of Earth's humanity reconciliation. In China, it is our duty to push forward green transmission. It is not only a strategy, but it is also local to everyone here in China. So it is my hope that through this conference, we are going to hold this conference for 3 days, and we can discuss and inspire each other to find out plural pathways towards peaceful ecological civilization. Thank you again for coming to the conference. I wish the conference a complete success. Thank you.
Now I finish my official, so I'll shift to first English. I will speak in English. Now my role is a professor, as a design professor. So my speech this afternoon will be related to a manifesto we launched last year. We call Design S Manifesto. So the topic of my talk will be Design S for our common future. To be a professor, I can be more critical. This year actually is also the 10 years anniversary for SDGs. I don't know that if the experts here, you are satisfied with what has been achieved. No. I think one of the biggest mistake SDG made is that SDGs separate one holistic goal to 16 chapters. I have a metaphor. 16 horses, they are working hard, try to push our planet towards their own preferred direction. But the problem is that it ends up with, we go to nowhere. And personally, you know that I also dislike the term of sustainability because it's very difficult for people to understand, especially in China. A lot of government, when they first heard the sustainability, and they just understand that the sustainability is about continued developing. But after 20 years, now I think everybody now understands sustainability. But in my turn, what is sustainability? I made a opening keynote speech for Shanghai conference in 2015. I think that sustainability is not only an ethical choice. Literally, it's all about surviving. So I wrote a paper based on my SMK talk, the designing interaction to counter threats to human survival. This is about human survival issue. So this is a model I proposed during the talk. So now we need to think about how to redesign the interactions of four systems: human, nature, artificial system, and the cyber system. So this is our goal. And how to redesign the interactions to enable the human being, we can step by step far away from the environment capacity ceiling. And we not only need to talk, but also we need action. So in 2016, I published 2 books. Not I published, I support publishing 2 books. One is related to Club of Rome. Come on. And the past president of Club of Rome was in Yongqi. He came to Yongqi to join my conference, and I like this picture a lot. Yeah. Mr. Weizsäcker. And you can see that. I think that he's saying, come on. Actually, there are 3 different meanings of commands. And I think the most important message is that we cannot not taking action, cannot not taking action. And I'm a designer, and I think that among these all action plans, design can play a unique role. So Shanghai understands that. In 2022, when we just went out of the lockdown, Shanghai decided to organize 2 conferences. One is World Artificial Intelligence Conference, which happened in September 1st. And then the second conference is World Design Cities Conference, which happened in September 15th. And I'm the creative director and academic director of the whole conference. So in that conference, I invite Professor David Newman. At that time, she was a director of the MIT Media Lab. And we had a conversation. As I mentioned the last time during the opening talk, I said that the pandemic, of course, is a miserable disaster for human beings, but also provide a unique opportunity to push us to think about what could be the alternative future. So our dialogue at that time, the title is Design to Universe, for our planet with people. So I think that this kind of a conversation can never end it, never be ended. And of course, since then, every year, Shanghai organizes a World Design Cities Conference. I've always been the main chef of the whole conference. And last year, we announced, we launched a manifesto called World Design Cities Shanghai Manifesto. And I published this manifesto and together with an introduction in the Journal of Design, Economics, and Innovation, published by Yongqi University. I'm the founder and editor-in-chief of this journal. And there's more information about this manifesto in this journal. But I'd like to quickly introduce what are the main contents of this manifesto. The first, design as the engine of a new productive force and innovation. Robert Van Gendie, and he wrote a book about design-driven innovation. And in that book, he indicated that there's 3 kinds of innovation power. One is market pull innovation, one is technology push innovation, and design-driven innovation. And only in between technology push innovation and the design-driven innovation, so there's an area can generate the radical innovation. And the design become now horsepower to generate the radical innovation. Before, if we only think about design as a part of art or even sort of decoration, the direction actually not that important. But when design becomes so important, it becomes an engine of innovation, the direction becomes extremely important. So actually the second chapter of this manifesto, we've been discussed about the principles, the value, what should be the design value. And the original version is that we need to shift from human-centered design to humanity-centered design. Actually, that was proposed by Professor Don Norman, a sort of design guru, right? Design super important design thinker. But I think that at least 1/3 of my co-authors, and they think that's not enough. That's not enough. So we need to think about beyond the human being. So eventually, I use a little bit of my Chinese wisdom to find a compromise. So finally, everybody satisfied with this term, we call human nature engagement design for the web of life. And interestingly, so at this moment, there's still one exhibition, they're still going on. So I'm the curator of the China Pavilion of the 24th Trinali Music exhibition in Milano. And the main theme of this exhibition is inequalities. But how China reacted to the main theme, I decided to use the term of balancing dynamics. So which means that how to use design thinking to discover the energy behind the balancing or imbalancing or equality or inequality. And the energy actually is most important. So I gathered 5 universities to make an exhibition. So there's a holistic presentation of China. So 5 universities, we work together and use design thinking in different areas. Some Tongji actually we focus on the ecology design, and the China Academy of Art focus on food, how human beings use food to connect the heaven and the people, right? So in that way, and we have a holistic image of interpretation of the main theme. And this year in Shanghai, WDCC, the whole World Design Cities Conference is about ecology design. So I curate a theme exhibition, how it's flourishing, with a theme of flourishing. Flourishing is including flourishing of economy, flourishing of nature, flourishing of society. And together with my team, and we made a roadmap of 70 years roadmap of the evolution of ecology design. And with the 3 main content, from linear consumption to circular symbiosis, from the city development, from the spatial occupation to ecological standards. And technology-wise, from technology application to systemic restoration. Now, there's lots of inspiring projects being exhibited in that exhibition. I select more or less 80 projects from all over the world. And these are 2 projects I put together. One is a project from a professor from Tongji University, Professor Xin Xiangyang. And he's using, together with his colleagues, he's using design and design thinking to transfer the desert in Gobi area in China to become a green land. And he has a very inspiring observation. And he says that when human being left, when far away from the desert, then that desert follows you. And when human being, you come into the desert, and then desert transfer to become a green land. And this is a very interesting metaphor, right? And the second project is a company, a young startup company called Envision. Right? It's now, they are very big, huge company. And they are building the hydrogen plant in the Gobi area. So they believe that the hydrogen energy is a sort of a new oil. It's a new oil. So literally, it's about the clean energy scenario. And I put 2 objects, 2 cars. One is the Ford Model T. It's a symbol of industrial revolution. And I put another vehicle, is a vehicle which is co-created, co-designed by a British artist and a group of kids. And they use 100 kilogram plastic, they recycled 100 plastic with your own hands, and they made a shape of Formula E vehicle. And I think this is a very good metaphor. I'm not saying that the Formula E is something that I want to say that it indicates the future, but as a metaphor. I wrote a sentence says that only by guiding technology innovation with a humanistic and artistic spirit, and we can achieve a future. Nowadays, in the era of AI, and we cannot only follow the technology development, the human being, the heart, the brain, the temperature of the emotion, it's become actually more and more important. So you can see that this is I think it's a more academic exhibition, but I'm very happy to see that so many young minds, they were there. I think that in Shanghai, even you can never find nowadays, you can never find a department store has been so crowded like an academic exhibition. And the third thing is that the emergence of new designers and creative communities. And we really need to educate or need to shape new designers. Designers as the founders or co-founders. Designers as investors. It's already happened worldwide. And we need to bridge design into more fields and higher level. Not only at the manufacturer level, but also on the strategic level. The fourth chapter is driving industry transformation and global economic vitality. And this is exhibition my friend, Professor John Takola, corrected 2008 in France. So it gathered all of the project which focus on restorative economy near the region of Lyon. Yeah, and it's actually a very promising project. People are taking action. And of course, the economy needs to think about the shift from products to the ecosystem reimagination. So not only at the product level, but also at the system level. How can we redesign the city? How can we redesign the industry? How can we redesign the education, et cetera, et cetera. And the fifth chapter is harnessing artificial intelligence to shape new paradigms. And I also wrote a paper about human creativity in the AIGC era. If you're interested in the content, you can get more information in that paper. But anyway, it's all open access. And, but I think that if we cannot avoid AI, we have to collaborate with it. And in many promising areas, and at least the one promising area, if AI can collaborate with restorative economy, that's good news for human beings. Right? I mentioned that the most powerful economy in the future will be the economy of repairing the planet. If AI can speed up this process, that's a gift given from the God. So actually, I'm editing a book of Let AI Boost SDGs. It's gonna published by UNESCO. So I gathered projects from all over the world, from China and the rest of the world. The promising examples and how AI can boost SDGs. And the sixth chapter is reforming education and research. And I'm very happy that in Suez, together with my colleagues, we are now redefining the university. Yesterday, I had a long phone call with my vice president, Professor Xia Chunming, about how we should do to reforming the whole education system. So this is a model we generated. It's we put the design, engineering, and the management together. So in this way, we drive innovation. We call 3 wings model. And the sustainability is our ultimate goal. And in Suez, and one of the projects is how to transfer the Suez campus as a living laboratory of sustainable futures. So this is something I think that only president can do that. I told you, I also want to do that, but step by step, I understand a vice president cannot do that. And I hope that there will be the collective wisdom from this group. And Suez will open our campus as an open source test bed for all kinds of possible solutions. And also, in the city level, we work together with the Songjiang district. So there's a town called Chedun town. under the umbrella of design harvests, we try to build pilot prototypes of a circular economy. I also hope that I can also build a project in Xiangcheng with the support of Party Secretary Shen. And actually, this project is a project I initiated 18 years ago, design harvests, since 2007. At that time, China is a totally different country. Yeah, everybody is talking about a better city, better life. At that time, the main focus is urbanization. But I think that when China has half of the population based on countryside, China should have had the opportunity to create an alternative ways of sustainability. So I start to work in countryside and start a project without any client. And I'm very happy that not only lots of research has been done, but also we made lots of prototypes. Yeah, so we try all kinds of possible business models, services, products, environments, etc., etc. And we are very happy that our community actually is enlarging. And I published a book in 2012, supported by Mr. Urban Future in Sweden. But at that time, nobody interested in publish a book about designing in countryside. So I published that book in English called Design Harvests, that's a project name, an acupuncture design approach towards sustainability. But interestingly enough, in that book, this is also open access, so you can download this book from internet. Interesting enough, and in that project, we take the advantage of this Chinese challenging opportunity, and we collaborate with the possible partners from all over the world. In that book, I think that more than 200 names were listed in that book. And among all kinds of workshops I conducted before, and I dig out a picture in that book, and you see this gentleman. Louis, where are you? Where are you? You're here. It's surprisingly, that workshop was done in 2008. 17 years ago, surprisingly, we reunion in Shanghai and in Xiangcheng. And Mingjie was my master student at that time. And later, she got PhD and she became a faculty of SUIS. And then later, her supervisor followed her to be the president of SUIS. So life is so dramatic, right? Life is so dramatic. So that's a picture, selfie we did in Shanghai. So I think that really, at the end of my talk, I think people actually is most important. You never doubt a small group of committed people, we can change the world. So the last chapter of the manifesto is design cities, where everybody designs, where everyone designs. I really hope that this group of people will not only end up with great discussion and conference, maybe also publications, but I really hope that we can really do something together in Shanghai, in Suzhou, in Xiangcheng. Thank you very much.
Thank you, President Liu, for your passionate speech. You have described for us the vivid practice of designing abundance and the three wings model. The Design Harvest project has unveiled the infinite possibilities of harmonious coexistence between humans and nature, providing an inspiring starting point for our discussions at the conference. The construction of ecological civilization requires a kind of exploratory spirit. This conference, we have also received strong support from UNESCO. Now we're going to invite Mr. Shabazz Khan, sending the video message for the event.
Distinguished colleagues, esteemed members of the Club of Rome, dear friends, It is a profound honor to join you today at the gathering dedicated to exploring plural pathways towards peaceful ecological civilizations. This dialogue resonates deeply with UNESCO's mission to build peace through science, culture, and education, and with our collective commitment to advance the International Decade of Sciences for Sustainable Development from 2024 to 2033. UNESCO believes that peace and sustainability are inseparable. Science, when guided by ethics and inclusion, becomes not merely a tool of innovation, but a bridge between nations and generations. Our recent global ministerial dialogue on science diplomacy, held in Paris in March 2025, reaffirmed this conviction. Ministers and experts called for a renewed global compact where science diplomacy strengthens trust, fosters open and secure collaboration, and governs our shared natural and scientific commons responsibility. This is the spirit of the decade, harnessing scientific cooperation to advance human rights, sustainability, and peace. Across East Asia, we see this vision in action. The river ethics principles developed jointly by the Ministry of Water Resources of China and the Institute of Water and Hydraulic Research translate ethical principles into river governance, reframing water management as a moral and cultural responsibility. Similarly, under the Man and the Biosphere program, the Hangzhou Strategic Action Plan 2026 to 2035 charts a roadmap for biosphere reserves to serve as living laboratories for ecological civilization, integrating indigenous knowledge, green economies, and youth participation in harmony with nature, but also with UNESCO's other designated sites, such as UNESCO Global Geoparks and the World Heritage Sites. At the heart of these initiatives lies science diplomacy, supporting cooperation across borders, across sectors, and across knowledge systems, whether in the Nile Basin under the Friend Nile Project or in transboundary UNESCO designated sites of Asia and globally. UNESCO's role is to nurture trust, share data, and inclusive governance frameworks that ensure no one is left behind. And I would like to acknowledge and thank our Chinese partners from IHP, MAB, UGGP, who accept our joint invitation to this important conference to share with us their experience and perspectives. Peaceful, ecological civilizations require plural pathways rooted in cultural diversity, yet converging on common values, openness and ethics, and solidarity. Through the decade of sciences, UNESCO invites all partners, governments, academia, civil society, and youth to co create these pathways, advance a world where science unites rather than divides, where innovation respects planet's limits, and where knowledge becomes a shared foundation for peace. Let us work together so that science not only explains the world, but also helps us live wisely within it, building bridges of understanding and hope for generations to come. I wish you a very successful conference. Thank you for your attention.
谢谢。
Thank you, Mr. Shabazz Khan.
强调了科学为构建可持续未来的重要桥梁作用。
This further motivates us to jointly chart a multi-path roadmap for ecological civilization with an open scientific spirit and promoted ethical care. Distinguished guests and friends, the guidelines require solid cooperation to fulfill. Next, we'll witness an important moment of collaboration with universities and local governments, the integration of industry and education. The signing ceremony between SUS and the People's Government of Xiangcheng District, Suzhou. Let's give a round of applause to welcome President Liu Yongqi and Deputy Mayor and the Secretary of Suzhou Xiangcheng District, Mr. Shen. Let's welcome Vice President Xia Chunming and Luo Mi, Deputy Mayor of the Xiangcheng District. Please be seated. Thank you. Please be seated. The signing of the agreement marks the birth of a new model for university local collaboration and industrial education integration. Let's look forward to how this cooperation will inject strong and high quality development and ecological civilization of the Yangtze River Delta. Distinguished guests and friends, next are the keynote speeches. We have invited two experts from cutting-edge fields to share their insights. First, let's welcome Professor Ren He, a specially appointed expert at COMAC and a fellow of the Australian Academy of Technological Sciences and Engineering. He will explain how technological process aligns with the goal of ecological civilization. Let's welcome. Distinguished guests, it is a great honor to be invited here to share with you. I'm sorry I don't have a English presentation. Because my English may not be as good as President Low.
I got a bad cold. I lost a little bit my voice. Apologize here.
I've got a bad cold, so I apologize my voice here. Today, my topic may be different from all our presenters here, and I hope we can have a concerted, have an open mind, because I am a independent thinker. I do want to share my thoughts with you. First, let's take a look. What kind of challenge is facing us today? So, in the larger part of our human history, we human beings we are actually facing the challenge of the Earth getting cold. But after 1980, there is a sense of worrying about the greenhouse effect, the Earth getting warm. Our human activity, what kind of human activity actually change the globe? I think there are a lot of question marks there. So in the larger part of our history, the Earth, the challenge that's facing the Earth is getting cold. 2.58 million years ago, we are initiating the glacier interglacial circles, and 26,500 years ago, that's the last glacier maximum, and 12,800 years ago, the glacier period ended, marking the beginning of the Holocene War period, and the glacier finally melted. The origins of agriculture begins, and the emergence of pottery. So for a long time, human beings and animals are facing the problem of the Earth getting cold. So what are the causes of the Earth's ice ages? I believe one of the major reasons are the Earth's orbital variations. That's periodic changes in Earth's orbit, which leads to a long-term decreases in summer insolation at high latitudes. In the northern hemisphere, the cycle of Earth's orbit changing from nearly circular to elliptical, affecting total insolation. So that's altering the range of the tropics and the duration of polar day and night. And also the precessions of Earth's rotational axis, affecting the alignment between seasons and Earth's orbital position. And the continental drifts change the ocean and air currents. For example, when Antarctica become isolated, the Antarctica circumpolar current formed, blocking heat exchange and speeding up ice sheet growth. And for our human activities to adapt to the environment, we have developed a tool innovation. We learned to master fire. And we move to low and temperate latitudes and sharing resources. So after the year 1980, we are talking about global warming. 2024 was the hottest year, 1.46 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. By April 2025, the global temperatures stayed above 1.5 degrees Celsius for 21 months straight. And sea levels keep rising. Sea levels keep rising. 1900 to 2025, the sea levels up 1.51 millimeter per year. And we're talking about glaciers melting fast. Swiss glaciers down by 25% in 10 years. So we have a lot of extreme weather problems, drought, typhoon, etc. These are all extreme weather hits. So I want to discuss whether global warming is a truth or a myth. President Trump was talking about this controversy in the UN's meetings. 2 years ago, I heard from an American expert that carbon reduction is a myth. I do not agree with him, but that provokes me thinking. Actually, from 1880 to 1940, global temperatures rose about 0.6 degrees Celsius. Between 1944 and 1976, global temperatures dropped around 0.3 degrees Celsius. From 1935 to 1975, Finland and Iceland saw temperatures drop over 2 degrees Celsius. So actually, we were facing the problems of the Earth getting cold for a long period of time. In 1975, Nature also published a paper saying ongoing aerosol emissions could cool the world by 3.5 degrees Celsius. Another expert was talking about the sunshade effect. So from these periods, one of the trends was to getting rid of the sulfur, SO2. Other scientists reckon greenhouse gases will dominate in the long run. In 1975, Professor Schneider revised the model predicted warming would take over after the 1980s. The UN set up the IPCC, which in 1990 confirmed humans are the main driver of global warming, forming scientific consensus. So now we have governments of the world promoting carbon reduction. I personally believe that we should look into the cause of global warming. Now let's take a look at the causes of global warming. In 1896, Swedish scientist Svante Arrhenius proposed that a 50% increase in carbon dioxide could warm the Earth by 5 to 6 degrees Celsius, laying the foundation for greenhouse effect research. So what is the composition of greenhouse gases? Water vapor takes up 60 to 70%. Carbon dioxide only accounts for about 22% and 70% from human resources. Methane, 28 times the warming effect of carbon dioxide, and in which 19% human caused. Nitrous oxide and fluorinated gases, tens of thousands of times the warming effect of carbon dioxide. So now we are taking carbon dioxide as our major culprit for global warming. Is it really so? We also have the controversy over fossil fuels. Burning fossil fuels could be the #1 culprit for global warming because of the rise of carbon dioxide emissions. According to IEA, fossil fuel burning in 2023 released about 37.4 billion tons of carbon dioxide, 105 million tons of sulfur dioxide, a mass ratio of roughly 1 to 356. So which one is the culprit here? In addition, we need to take a look at where carbon dioxide goes. So what is the damage of carbon dioxide? Carbon dioxide is actually the cornerstone of photosynthesis. Plants use carbon dioxide, water, and sunlight to make glucose and other organic compounds, providing the energy and the materials for their growth. When carbon dioxide level rise from low pre-industrial levels, that is, for example, 280 ppm to current levels around 422 ppm, most plants become more efficient at photosynthesis and grow faster. So in high carbon dioxide emissions, plant leaves actually stamina partially close, reducing water loss and improve drought resistance. Rice, wheat, and other crops are producing 10 to 30% more. I am pondering the carbon dioxide, the high level of carbon dioxide environment to the growth of the vegetation. I am no expert in that field, but I'm constantly pondering on that. We can't see how carbon dioxide emissions negatively affect crops and plants. So it is something we should seriously consider and be cautious about. And now we talk about humans' mastery of fire. Agricultural civilization is the wood-powered steady state. During the Industrial Revolution, actually it's coal-driven area from 18th to the late 19th century. And now we are making use of clean energy revolution. So our human history of making use of fossil fuels only is about 100 years or so. So what is our impact, humanity's impact on the Earth? This is a question. In 2023, fossil fuels made up roughly 73% of China's energy. Coal 55.3%, oil 18.5%. Non-fossil energy 26.4%. I now want to move on to conservation and the transformation of energy. The law of conservation of energy. Energy can either be created nor destroyed. It only changes from one form to another or transforms from one object to another. In 2023, China's coal-fired power plants had an average efficiency, which is the highest in the world, of about 44%. So the gasoline cars, for example, only 30% to 40% of the energy in 1 liter of gasoline actually moves the wheels. Most energy is lost in engine combustion and other processes. And for most energy is lost in engine combustion and other processes. Now we are promoting EVs. Take electric vehicles. If the electricity comes from coal, about 35% generation efficiency. The full cycle efficiency from coal to wheels is roughly 35%. multiplied by 85% charging efficiency multiplied by 95% motor efficiency. That is around 28%. With renewable energy, EV efficiency can rise to 70 to 80%. And we are also busily engaging in SAF, that is biodiesel. In the European Union, biodiesel made from rapeseed costs about 1,200 euros per ton. In the US, soybean-based biodiesel costs around $1,100 per ton, both over 1.5 times the price of fossil diesel. And as for biojet fuel, adding if 30% of global fuel were replaced by biofuels, it could trigger unbearable ecological and social crisis. So for SAF, we are going to be hit by food price shocks, drought, and many problems will arise. So if we develop something one-sidedly, they will cause a lot of problems. Now we move on to hydrogen fuel. There are many ways to produce hydrogen. We have water electrolysis, hydrogen from fossil fuels, biological hydrogen production, and photocatalytic hydrogen production. But hydrogen isn't in energy gain, but in energy storage and transport. And there are many problems in transportation and storage when we are developing hydrogen fuel. For example, electricity from solar and wind, they are unstable by nature, can be converted into hydrogen, which can be stored long-term or transported over long distances, helping to cover the intermittency of renewable energy. So if we forget about the conservation of energy, there will be a problem. It will be a dead end. Now we go back to our dilemma. EVs. EVs are comfortable, quiet, and smart, and produce no emissions. So is it true it does not produce any emissions? I think we still need to carefully assess the environment cost of making and recycling their batteries. Electric planes have distributed power, simple design, high safety, and are smart, but their energy density is low, range is short, speed is low, so endurance is limited, and payload is very small. So maybe my speech here today would offend many of you, but I want to raise the question of how humans reshape our nature. This is something we should take into consideration. We have to think carefully before we practice. Thank you.
非常感谢任和教授。
Thank you, Professor Ren. You have given us a lot of. You have shown us the cutting-edge engineering technology and your perspective integrating energy and engineering logic with ecological logic offers us valuable insights on redefining development. Next, let's welcome Mr. Zhu Junhao, the General Manager of the Green Technology Bank. He will share with us how systematic innovation in green finance can empower ecological well-being. Please welcome Mr. Zhu.
Distinguished President Low and distinguished guests, good afternoon, everyone. When we are meeting in Suzhou, a city with a long history and a rapid development of economy, which is famous for it, and we are talking about the shared between the nature and the earth, and now we're answering the same question. How can scientific technology serve the well-being of the earth and the human? During the past 200 years, our scientific technology has improved largely the development of our well-being, and today we are going to foster the industrial prosperity to ecological well-being. At present, our human civilization is undergoing three major transformations. So energy, we've just talked about from fossil civilization to green civilization, and from industrial growth to well-being economy, from local innovation to global collaboration. So during this time, science and technology are no longer merely tools of efficiency. They have become the bonds of human coexistence. The invitation and the division of green technologies determine whether we can achieve shared prosperity with the planet's ecological boundaries, as the UNESCO has just mentioned. So the Green Technology Bank is just born, established under this background. So the mission of the Green Technology Bank is to propose a place. It is founded by the Ministry of Science and Technology and the Shanghai Municipal Government under the agenda of the UNESCO in 2016. So its mission was to make technology innovation to become the bridge. So in this picture, our President Low has just mentioned there are 17 SDGs, and the Green Technology Bank is the notion proposed by President Xi Jinping. So the Foreign Minister Department, it clearly mentioned that we need to establish the Green Technology Bank. So this is the procedure of how it was developed. So our Green Technology Bank is the first overseas bank, was established in Bangkok in 2023, and Shanghai Mayor Gong Zhen has inaugurated the Green Technology Bank. So the headquarters is in Shanghai. The first branch is in Wuhan. Our Green Technology Bank, so it's not a traditional transfer platform, but it's a kind of platform that is built by three pillars, so which are the science technology. So it is a kind of science technology innovation platform which turning green technologies into solution. So through our Green Technology Innovation Incubator, we have connected over 9,000 global green technology achievements, building an innovation corridor from laboratory to market. And we have a lot of scenarios. So let's take this scenario as an example. We have signed a strategic cooperation agreement with LLI with the Massac Group. And we also have this kind of biomaterial. So we have reduced the cost a lot. We also have kind of project in Ningxia, which has outbreak the technological selling. we have reduced the cost to 30%. So we have made the waste into a kind of resource of energy. So in Xinjiang, we can see the picture here, is where Shanghai assists its development of economy. So we have tried our best to regulate the sands in the Xinjiang area. So we have take like 10 days, we have like 1,000 acres, turning the desert into green land. So making it into a land where people can farm there. So this one is the speech that we have a meeting in the scene. So we have provided a solution that where we have the shortage of the farming land and land for farming. And we also have developed a new increasing point for economic development. So it's not just about repairing the ecology, but the well-being. So our Green Technology Bank does not only care about the green thermal energy, we also care about green agriculture, and also we care about the food security, the food supply in Xinjiang area. And also we have built our development in the green thermal energy storage area. We have provided the zero carbon solution for, say, the Apple company. In the circular economy, our Green Technology Bank has cooperated with the Baogang Group. So the Baogang Group has adopted the first technology that has using this reducing carbon technology. So this program has already been the green technology trial. It's like a pilot. And this project will be copied and will be widespread. And we have the Emirates and some East Europe countries that have showed their great interest in our project. The Belt and Road countries also show their needs, so we have a great market. So this is about technology. Also, our Green Technology Bank had also making capital into a great source of market. So the capital can only be seen, the technology can only be seen by capital that it can be used as a great power. So our Green Technology Bank not only focus on technology itself, but also on how technological system reconstruct social relations and values. So we have focused on areas such as science, technology, finance, and humanities. Now we are making this kind of innovation in technology. We are talking about the finance empowerment. We have provided a lot of loans to the companies. So in the carbon export, we have loaned a lot of money to the companies. So in the future, the number that we loan will be doubled in the future. So third, we are talking about international cooperation platform. We will try to make green technology as a global public good, making it as a shared capital. So we have built a long-term mechanism with the UNDP, UNIDO, and the WIPO Green to promote low-carbon technology implement in the Southeast Asia, in Emirates, and in Africa, and in many other Belt and Road companies. So we have provided a lot of solutions in regulating the sand, and we have a lot of shared solutions. So the green technology is a kind of emergence, it's a kind of combination between science and humanity. Our Green Technology Bank not only focuses on technology itself, but also on how technology systems reconstruct social relations and values. So we have provided a model that has 4 dimensions: science. So we can provide them with the certainty of methods, and we provide with them with technology, which is the feasibility of applications. And we have like the carbon neutral, and we have provided kind of solutions. Also, we have provided the finance. So technology is not just algorithm or equipment. We are trying to use AI and the blockchain to explore how we can figure out solutions in these areas. How can we make this kind of desert into a measurable area? And the third, we will try to provide this kind of sustainability of motivation for finance. So now we are trying our best to quantify this method or this way for the investors. And the fourth is about humanities. We believe that this kind of innovation without culture can't last long. So we have extension the meaning. We have working with the East Europe to make green as a common belief of the world. And this year in April, this is a game that where the young generation loves a lot. It's called the Miracle of the Great Desert. So we project with the paper games and enable millions of young people to plant real trees in the virtual world. So we're inviting them to join us in the virtual world. It's a kind of gentle encounter between the green technology and the spring human spirit. At the same time, we also have a kind of toolbox. So you can see from this chart, we have three parts. The first is about our model, and the second is about the function and our representative products. And I will just leave it out for today. In the future, we believe that this ecological civilization is not a thing for one country, but it's a kind of a symphony for the whole world. The Green Technology Bank, we believe that our role is transferring from an agency to a promoter, that we believe that by providing these scientific methods and this solution, and by this platform, we can moving forward to a peaceful eco-civilization through a co-creative innovation. So we will try to build transnational collaboration platforms to foster cooperation and knowledge sharing. In the future, we will focus on three parts. The first one is on the Global Green Innovation Partner Network. So we will try to build transnational cooperation platforms to foster South-South cooperation and knowledge sharing. And we will focus on ecology scientific indicators. We will cooperate with universities and research institutions to develop scientific indicators. And the third, we will promote green eco labs to realize the dual benefits of ecological restoration and social stability in the Belt and Road countries. Dear friends, green technology is not merely discovering new technologies, but discovering new social responsibilities through technology to make the energy greener and making it more sustainable. Just as the main theme of this conference, the coexistence between human and the earth is not just an idea, it's not just a slogan, but it's a solution that we need to strive for. At last, I want to share with you my idea that true scientific innovation is not discovering new technology, but by discovering responsibilities through technology. So we believe that with scientific rationality and humanistic walls to make the technology the language of the earth and innovation the seed of peace. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Zhu, for your fantastic presentation. The Green Technology Bank as an important platform for practicing the concept of the two mountains gives us confidence and anticipation for how we can bridge the gap between the concept and build an economic system that supports green innovation. Respected guests, ladies and gentlemen, just now we learned so much from the excellent speeches, from the explanation of ideas to international support, from local practice to strategic collaboration, and from engineering technology to financial innovation. We have sketched a comprehensive picture of the future of ecological civilization. With that, the opening ceremony comes to a successful conclusion. Next, we'll have a short tea break. Feel free to mingle and enjoy your refreshments. Please put your interpreting equipment to the entrance where you get it. And we shall resume at 3:45 for session 1 panel discussion. Thank you. See you in a bit. Thank you.